a woman is suing the town of Penfield, claiming a mistake on their end led to raw sewage flowing up and into her home.
Now, because of that lawsuit, the town would not comment for this investigative report. But we dug into the paperwork and found a serious error in a key county document.
It was the day of my daughter's first birthday party.
It was the first time Maliha Sahovic and her husband had a large group over to their new home in Penfield.
Someone had used the bathroom, they flushed the toilet, and within minutes, fecal matter started coming out the tub and the toilet. Both the tub and the toilet overflowed, and it just seeped into the hallway, almost into the kitchen.
That was in 2019.
And then it happened again.
And again and again. Yes, it happened over the course of the next 6 months, each month.
Maliha had plumbers in the town come over for a look, and she says they all basically said the same thing. Something was wrong with the pipe that connects the house to the public sewer, but no one could fix the problem. This past summer, another party, another disgusting surprise. But this time, it was coming from outside the house. A putrid smell. Her father-in-law tracked it to this spot.
He lifted up this bush that was there, and there was a black tarp. He started lifting it and shoveling it, and that's when we discovered an opening to this huge pipe. And he looked at me and he goes, "Are you sure you're not on septic? This looks like a septic opening." And I said, "No, absolutely not." And that's kind of how we discovered it.
Discovered that the documents that she and everyone else looked at when they bought this house were wrong. The seller's disclosure statement and the county records all said under sewer type public, meaning attached to the public system. When there's a septic system, it should say private. If the paperwork had said that, the septic might have been checked, but it didn't, so it wasn't.
So it's a big mistake on the town's part.
Maliha makes that claim because she has this letter from the Penfield town supervisor, Tony LaFountain, where he writes connection to the public system was available in 1975 and, quote, "It seems over time many people assumed your property was connected to sanitary sewers." But LaFountain does not explain how public got onto the home's records, even though it's the town that gives the county this kind of information. LaFountain goes on to write, quote, "Records indicate the property has never been charged for sanitary sewer usage in the past or present." That is to say, if Maliha had checked the seller's past tax bill, she might have caught the discrepancy.
The Monroe County website, you can go right on that and we'll tell you if it's connected or not.
Jim Wurtenberg is a board member with the State Association of Home Inspectors. He says when it comes to sewer type, it's industry standard to trust the county records.
No, we don't look at tax bills or we don't have any access to their water sewer bill or anything like that, no.
So there Maliha was, stuck with a septic system that hadn't been emptied or maintained in who knows how long. She went to LaFountain and said she couldn't afford to fix this, and because the town messed up, they should help replace the septic.
I said, listen, the estimate for getting this fixed is around $13,000. All I want is to help us pay half.
Even though the town recognized there was a problem, the supervisors said they can't spend taxpayer money on a project like this. So Maliha asked, can you send crews over to attach my house to the public sewer system across the street? But here's the problem. This is a state road. Maliha looked into it. She found out the town doesn't have jurisdiction. It would be complicated, and even if she could do it, it would cost her a bundle. Maliha decided her only option was to sue the town. She was hoping for a settlement, but so far, nothing. Yes, money to pay the lawyers who are no longer working pro bono is now an issue. But Maliha says she's going to try and press on.
I won't let them stop me from telling my story because I know it's going to help someone out there. At the end of the day, it might not help my situation at all, but if I can help one family avoid the last 2 years of suffering that we've been through, I think it's worth it.
And if karma does exist, she says, perhaps something will come out of all of this that will look a whole lot different than what came out of her tub. I should note, the town supervisor reminded Maliha in that letter that he had suggested she write down the damages so he can pass it along to the town's insurance company. Maliha says she never did that because LaFountain made it clear it would not result in any financial help. By the way, you'll be able to see the documents in this case over at rochesterfirst.com.